So this is your what? Your living room?
Yeah, that's my living room, my one and only living room.
Is that wall art?
Yeah, it's by David Cavois. You know this guy? Kokov, I think. How do I pronounce him? It's called, it looks like, you can see, is it butterflies?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a metal sculpture for the butterflies. It's called, Passing with Flying Colors.
How do you clean?
For real?
You for real? I can show you you can Google it, Passing
Like it
with
was
Flying
like
Colors.
something left over from your daughter's birthday party or something like that.
Hey, hello, this guy is quite a famous artist, okay?
Apologies.
Just insulted a famous artist.
Yeah, but I think this piece will worth a lot of money. You know why? Because he forgot to paint one butterfly. If you see the one on the purple, if you realize this, actually you can see this. Yeah, it did not. He forgot to paint something in between. So
Actually,
I
think it's done on purpose.
you can see it. You see? Yeah, it's very big actually. You can see.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's a butterfly sculpture. It's a 3D butterfly sculpture.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Alvin, you need to sit somewhere in the middle. Position yourself somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. How about that?
A bit more. Yeah. Correct. Cool. Okay. Now why don't you just introduce our guest for this evening? My namesake.
Yeah.
So we are live. I didn't realize that actually.
Oh, yeah,
we're live. We've been live for about 1 minute 25.
Okay.
So
very good. So I'm sure everybody saw the butterfly behind me.
yes.
Yeah, and I just introduced that. My name is Alvin. So I run the Breitling organization for Greater China and Southeast Asia. So it's a pleasure here today. I don't know pleasure or pressure. Today with my old friend, another Alvin, and of course with Melissa, to have this hot seat conversation. So for people that don't know me, or people that know me, because I can't see you, what's happening on the Facebook. If all my old friends are there, I think welcome. You are joining us. Yeah. So I've been in the industry for, I don't know, I think almost 20 years. Yeah, with selling fashion watches with gas and moving to tech lawyer in my first few of the past life. And midlife crisis, everybody have midlife crisis. Same for me. After tech, I decided that, okay, maybe instead of just wearing watches and selling them, I want to buy a lot of other brands. And the only reason I do that is, to join other industries so that I can wear other watches. So I went to IT. I did something totally different. I went to do Nokia when the most difficult time when all of you guys, other than millennials here, you all know what's a Nokia phone. Yeah, I used to sell them.
I don't know what Nokia is.
You don't know what Nokia is, then you're not my era. Most probably you are older than me. Yeah, then I did Samsung selling TVs. Yeah, I realized that it's fun. Yeah, then not too long ago, I think 5.5 years or 6, 7 years back, sorry, I joined Lenovo selling laptops. So taking care of APAC region, and opportunity strike. I realized I run out of money to buy many different brands of watches. I need to wear free watches, and Breitling called. We have an opportunity for you to wear my watch and to run the organization. Will you take it? And so I took the choice and I joined C Melchers. The time I think 3 years ago, it's still run by C Melchers, a distributor, and that is where I stayed here. I think August is 5 years, so August will be 5 years.
Well, Alvin, you really did our job for us. We are supposed to introduce you. You straight away, whole CV all come out from FJB all the way to Tech and now to Breitling.
With a tough time, I think I want to sell myself so I can get a job from you. Yeah.
So can I just ask you, right? When you worked, when you started in the watch industry, right? Did you like watches, or was it a job for you to do when you started off in the watch industry?
Yeah, I'm going to be very honest and brutal. Just in case, one of my ex-bosses, Sam Benjamin, is on the call, which I don't think so. Actually, to be very honest, when I'm like 19 years old, when I do the first job, I don't even wear a watch. I don't wear a watch. I think that wearing a watch is a waste of time. The moment came and changed when I was working with Guess watches, and it's not because I get stuck with Guess, because during that time of the year, like 18, 20 years ago, FJ Benjamin carried a lot of luxury watch. So the first watch that really struck me, and tell you very honestly, I walked past the showroom, is within my office. It's a Girard Perregaux Ferrari edition, white gold with a blue dial and a brown stripe. I bought that from Sam Benjamin after I left. Yeah, just after I left, I bought it from him. Yeah, and that is where my first luxury watch is. And I started from there on my watch collection.
Do you still have the watch?
That hurts. In my life, I kept quite a few watches. I mean, I'm quite fortunate. I kept quite a few watches. I collect them. The only watch that I stored away to fuel the rest of the collection is actually the Girard Perregaux. That is the only watch that I stored away. After that, I feel the pain so hard that I've been keeping a lot of watches that I didn't manage to sell them. Every time I take it out, I want to sell them. Then I say, no, you remind me again of the pain I have. So I put it back. Yeah. So it's a sad story. But one day it will come back. One day.
Okay. So I mean, we'll talk a bit more about Breitling later, but right now I just want to find out about, your personal taste and experience in the watch industry. You join the watch industry, you work, and then you kind of like watches.
Right.
Does working in the watch industry for so long kind of like make you like
Jaded?
Jaded or different along the way?
Yes and no. The thing is, I think the watch industry is a very beautiful industry, and people that is in Darwin now, most probably they are also either our ex-colleague or in the people we know in the industry. Once you step in, it's difficult to step out. That's one thing, because it's very pretty. It's not, because I've been through IT. It's black and white. It's totally no colors. But the watch industry is a lot of story, a lot of heritage, a lot of the real luxury savoir faire. You can really find there. I think that is something that always make me excited. Yeah, make me excited. Yeah, to buy something. I told myself every year I will add something new to my collection. And so far, I'm leaving to it. For now, I've been collecting for maybe almost coming to 18 years, 18 to 19 years. Yeah,
Okay.
I have a collection of 34 watches. So sometimes I buy more than one a year.
Okay, so what's your second favorite brand?
Second favorite, the first is Breitling, second is Breitling, third is Breitling. I'll tell you the number fourth one.
Okay.
I will tell you the number fourth and the number fifth.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, there's a couple of brands I really like. Okay, there's nothing to hide. I mean, the watch industry is very open. I'm just speaking from my own point of view. When I start to evolve, I can afford a bit better. Yeah, I like Lange and Zonge a lot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have the Zagwork, the Zagwork white gold. I like it a lot because it's very me. I don't like very small watches. The Zagwork is 42 fits me perfectly, and the digital time is very edgy. I like that. Of course, in my heart, I still very long for Tech Heuer. I started there. That is where my real beginning of the luxury career. At times I can tell you there's nothing to hide. While I'm working for Breitling, buying a lot of Breitling, I still go back, to look at old collection of tech, like for example, the Monaco V4, if you still remember. I was thinking one day I should own the V4 because it's such a groundbreaking in 2003 when we launched it. Yeah, I still use V because I still, be a part of that team many, many years ago. So other than, Lange, other than, of course, I like AP a lot. Yeah, I also collect a few offshore. It's iconic. But a bit different. I know now the trend, people going to Royal Oak, but I'm more a fan of offshore. With the chronograph, it's more me, and
Because
I'm
you
not
like
a
big,
fan of.
right?
I like things that looks more edgy. 42 minimum. Yeah, to start with. If you look at my collection, I only have one small watch that's 40 Yeah.
Mel can translate what's Jasmine saying.
Well, that is I cannot understand Chinese very well.
Hey, Alvin, you in Hong Kong now, your Hong Kong market. You have to translate this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is not the traditional Chinese. This is this is the simplified Chinese. But anyhow, I think thank you very much, Jasmine. Whatever
Okay.
it is, I know is good things, most probably.
Mm.
All right,
When
Alvin.
just and tech are awesome brands.
Right,
So
thank you
good
very much.
choice.
Yeah,
Okay,
good choice.
for those of you who are just joining us tonight, we have with us the president of Breitling Asia, Alvin Soon, and we have a very special, well, not segment, but we have a special contest tonight. So the one who asked the most creative question in the comments stands to win a little something from Breitling. And Alvin himself, Alvin Soon, has also told us that he will be giving away another gift. Alvin, would you like to share with us the question that you would like?
Or later. I think
Yeah,
later, right?
Yeah, I will ask the question. I will tell you all the question later, but there's no answer, so you all need to work
there's
for
no
it. Yeah.
answer. Okay, so there's two things that you guys can win tonight. Okay, the first
Right.
is you ask the most creative question or
I made the
comment.
most creative comment. Yeah.
You stand to win an exclusive Breitling prize. And then later on, Alvin will ask another question, and this is a bonus prize that you can win. So stay tuned, and we will update you with that later.
Okay. Why don't before we go into like we're gonna be talking about the new offerings from Breitling for 2020, right? This year later. I think
Right.
Alvin actually got the team to do our work for us, put together a very nice PowerPoint presentation. Josh Ken is not going to be here, but Alvin Soon is going to be here to talk us through the collection.
So for those
So
of you who have never attended a Breitling summit, right, you're gonna get a taste of it now, thanks to.
yeah, but before we go
Very
on,
good.
interesting question from Nick Ong asking Alvin, what's your take on digital watches?
Yeah, I think digital watches is an interesting take. It depends how you define digital. There's two type of digital watches that you can look at. One is the smartwatch. Of course, you know all the brands, Tag Heuer, Hublot, Montblanc, they have smartwatches. That is really really smartwatch. But our interpretation for digital watches is a bit different. Yeah, in 4 years ago we launched the Exospace. Yeah, it's a high quality luxury, quartz watches that with digital content that tells you your mobile phone who called you. But it's also at the same time it's true to aviation spirit that you have the lock in and you know lockdown period when you fly, you can measure the speed and blah blah blah. Yeah, so I think it's our view of digital. It will be here to stay. It will coexist. A luxury digital watch and a luxury mechanical watch will here to stay. But the only thing is, how do separate them in your life? When you want to go for a sporty, go on a yacht, go on a safari, you might want to wear our emergency. It's a beautiful and life-saving digital watch. But if you want to go on the dinner, you will plug in, the Premier or the Navy timer or something. So I think they will be both here to stay, and they will coexist. You look at Apple; it's supposed to destroy the watch industry 5 years ago, when everybody talked about it, and even now they are the world number one supplier for smartwatches, overtake Tissot as the number one. But if you look at the luxury without the pandemic, I think look at the growth trajectory last 2 years. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, for the luxury, non-mechanical, they are here to stay, coexist.
So Tag Heuer has done, I guess, relatively well with smartwatches. For
Right.
watches of the price range. I mean, for a brand like Breitling, do you think that it is something worth looking into the
I
smartwatch?
think couple of things. Number one, that is not our brand price segment that we want to play in, because there is a brand price segment. We are not Hublot. Yeah, neither we are Tech Heuer. We stay true to our roots. Our roots of the brands is casual cool and modern vintage or modern retro. Right? So I think a smartwatch, I will not say no, but if we come out with a smartwatch, it must embrace the two DNA of modern retro, and it must be very vintage cool, on the to complement the whole look. That is where when you see the novelties collection later, it speaks exactly that.
Okay. Danny, being cheeky, asked whether Breitling or AT, which will you give? Likes
Yeah,
both,
for
I
sure.
guess.
I think he made a good choice. I think I need to give him a discount. Danny, please call me on my personal mobile phone.
Ronald asked whether the price is a Navy timer or not.
Yeah, maybe a Navy timer, something with Navy timer. I'm not too sure. Yeah, but all our gifts are. I don't call it limited edition, but it's a very limited production.
Yeah.
So whoever get it, that is something good. Yeah, and high quality. Yeah. Not
Okay.
a $50 Berlin voucher for sure. Don't worry.
Yeah, your bro Kian say he wants the Alvin price. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know too. As long he doesn't want me too much, give me more editorial. I'm very happy.
Okay.
Very good.
When did you start working at Breitling again? 5 years ago, you said?
Almost 5 years. 4 years, 11 months. 4 years, 10 months to be.
And you joined before like the so-called transformation, right?
Yeah,
Before,
my life was like very exciting. The main reason I get out of IT is I'm quite sick of the fast pace. There's nothing to hide. For IT, it's a super fast pace, black and white. I got 14 countries. I do phone call like the day and night. So coming back to luxury, I thought I can step back and relax a bit. But then a lot of things happened. Of course, during the Schneider period, something happened for 28 years that never happened. He sold the company. And we have a new boss. His name is George. Ultra smart guy, legend also in the watch industry. But the way he run is like you are building. It's like I always say this. He is like a bullet train, but the track in front is not built yet. So while he's running on he's driving his bullet train, we are building the tracks in front at the same time. And my portfolio expanded. When I first joined, I only have Southeast Asia for 2 years. Then when just before he joined, I was given the portfolio of Greater China. So now I have again back to 14 countries within my care. And of course, China itself is already a monster to go. Very exciting times. Yeah.
So you were saying you left the IT industry because it was too fast paced.
Yes, it's fast paced, and not just that, it lacks of colors. Melissa, you have to understand, and this maybe you can try to understand. I launched a Breitling watch. Even for now, I have maybe 300 point of sales across Greater China and Southeast Asia. When I'm doing Samsung to launch TV, I have 6,000 point of sales just in Indonesia alone. 6,000 point of sales. I have almost 10 to 14 countries. I'm like, every time I launch a product, it's like I need to have 30,000 point of sales. So that is very taxing, and getting a right approach is totally different. It's not about quality. In IT, it's about execution, which is boring. Yeah, it's about execution. Yeah.
Right. And now that you've got a chance to work with Mr. Kern, I mean, like what you said, he's a legend in the industry. What is it like working with him?
Oh man, if he's dialing in, I will say different things. If he's not dialing in or personal chat, I'm on a live. I will tell you, that's nothing to hide. He's a hard driver. Yeah, he really drive you really hard. I think I already mentioned. I'm not putting him on a high horse. He has a strong vision, super strong vision. He knows exactly what he wants. That's number one. Number two, he worked harder than any one of us. Yeah, he replies. You can just ask any guy, even on my shop floor. He reply every email. He sees that today my boutique at Ion sold 2 pieces. He will reply, "Nice, good job." Yeah, imagine we have how many hundreds of boutiques. And I think, like I say, I don't use the word slave driver, but he really drives you really hard to think out of the box. Maybe it's not even enough to push you even further than out of the box. He will not take no for an answer. Yeah, don't stop coming to me with a problem. Tell me how much you need or what do you need to reach the objective. That's it. Yeah.
What would you say is like maybe one of the most important business lessons you've learned from him?
No, like I think there's a last point I mentioned. I think in life you want to be big. It's like go big or go home. You don't look at your resource, what you have to drive what you want. You look at what you want in order to drive based on what you have and get more than what you have to drive what you really want at the end. I think that is critical. And that is why our China business is also growing.
So for the brand itself, Breitling, the brand itself, I mean, you've seen pre and now currently George Kern era. I mean, what are the biggest like changes you've seen in terms of the brand character and personality, as well as the product strategies that he's implemented?
Yeah, I think it's a very, very good question. I think this question has been asked like maybe over the last 2.5 years, every time that someone asks George. And it's interesting because when Teddy Schneider, my ex CEO, when he ran for the last 28 years, he has converted the brand from a modern casual cool brand to an aviation brand. So deep rooted in the aviation that everybody since the 70 onwards, they think that Breitling is purely aviation, and it's not wrong because aviation represents freedom, and that works very well in US, in Europe. Because you and me, like the normal people, if we can afford a car, we can afford a plane in Europe. It's $100,000. You can fly a plane, but this with this concept, it's difficult to translate to the Asian. For us Asian, when we talk about flying, oh, how can I get the upgrade to a business class? Yeah, do I take Singapore Airlines? Do I take so this relationship is difficult to connect between from aviation. It's difficult to connect in Asia. That is the main reason why we are not very strong 2 years ago in China, in Hong Kong. Yeah, that is one of the key reasons. When George took over, the first thing he does is he bring back the roots. Aviation, the addressable market is too small. Yes, it's important, but it cannot represent 100% of the DNA of the brand. It will still represent maybe 40%, but our roots is land, air, sea, and professional. Casual, cool, modern retro. So the first thing he target is, of course, the big controversial, nothing to hide. He took the wings off the corporate logo. Everybody was like, why do you do that? Blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people didn't realize that the wings was only introduced in, I think, 1970s, when the wings come on board. With the Navy timer, with the twin jet and AOPA, that is where it started. In the 1930s, the wings is never there before. And by doing that move, it's a big statement that we are not just aviation, we are back to the roots. So that's the number one thing that he does. The number two thing that he does is very interestingly, he says to us and say, hey, look, I want to change the whole entire portfolio within 2 years. And we tell him, say, you must be crazy. Actually, yeah, we told him he's crazy. We are not fashion brand. How can we change the entire portfolio? But he did it within 2 years. We didn't rebrand or rechange the brand DNA. But what we did is we modernized it. The Navy timer, we modernized it. The Chronomet, we modernized it, and we changed the whole collection, facelift, everything within 2.5 years. And by end of this October, the entire collection you see, it will be completely new. Even Super Ocean, Avenger, yeah, even you will see the new Professional, which we haven't even talked about it yet in October. Yeah, so there's two key things that was changing. And of course, the last thing very important is the retail concept. The old retail concept is about pop art, very cool Kevin Kelly pop art, like an aviator lounge. Now we change it to a modern retro, like a gentleman's or, a cool ladies club that, there's a motorcycle, there's surfboard, there's a place that you will want to hang out on Friday and Saturday for men and women. So that is the biggest thing. Sorry?
Got beer garden or not?
For Breitling now, we have upgraded Dom Perignon. Yeah, that's what we do. It's a joke. Of course, we serve alcohol for sure. We don't serve bubble tea, sorry. Yeah, for those that are bubble tea fan, you have to buy it somewhere else.
Maybe you
alcohol, good coffee.
You have a queue outside the shop.
What again? What shop? I can't hear you, sorry.
Breitling bubble tea.
Yeah, the only thing I can relate is both start with B. Yeah, but other than that, I cannot see how we will start to sell bubble tea. But the world changed. Nobody knows what will happen. Who knows that everything is digitalized? We are all forced to digitalize. We are forced to give submit on a platform like this. Nobody expected it. From the day that I'm in Singapore on the day of Chinese New Year, everything is okay. Once after Chinese New Year, the world just changed completely. Yeah.
I think the good thing about it is that it gives your customers a chance to get up close and talk to you on a platform like this. And we are getting some questions in actually from some of our friends here. We've got one from Ronald Chu. Ronald is from SWAG, Singapore Watch Appreciation Group, and SWC, Singapore Watch Club. He's asking, is there any chance for Breitling Singapore to do a collaboration with SWAG or SWC? What do you think?
To answer the question, of course, I think there's possibility for everything. Let me just give 2 examples, okay? We have a collaboration, at a global level, we work with Bentley for Breitling. But at a local level, we work with the M3 Club, the BMW M Club, if you all don't know. Yeah, we signed them we work the partnership with them just before the virus started. We're supposed to do quite a number of events like a drive and whatever. Because luxury is about, casual luxury is in now. It's no longer defined within a circle. It can be everywhere. I just give you another example. 2 years ago, we have the DC3 that do the world trip, which is seven stops, 77 days within 19 stops around the world. We work with NTU, actually it's NUS, sorry, NUS Watch Club. We bought 19 of their guys on board of the DC3 plane. Yeah, just for the fun of it and, to talk about watches. And, the good news is Breitling, we are not part of any big groups. We are independent, which means that we have a lot of autonomy and the flexibility to do things that we want. Of course, I cannot give you a guarantee that, I will work with whatever group now, and because it depends on, how the DNA and, how do we match and what do we want to do together. And I'm sure we can find something on the common ground if it works best for both of us. Yeah, for sure.
Great. So never say never. Felicia asks, what do you think made Breitling different from other luxury watch brands?
Other than we are more accurate. No, okay. The answer is there's a couple of things. Okay, for Breitling. Number one, we are independent watch brand. I already said it many times. What is it good about independent watch brand? Means that we are not pressured, by the shareholder, that we need to create design, that is suitable to drive business. We create things that we like. That's number one. Number two, I think we are the few independent brand. I think could be the second biggest independent brand after Rolex. Yeah, in the world in terms of quantity. Yeah, that we have 100% chronometer certified watches. 100%. I think we could be the only one. Even Rolex, sorry, I don't want to quote names, but they are not even 100% chronometer certified. We are 100% chronometer. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to anybody, but I think to us, it's a pride on the chest. Since 10 years ago, everything is chronometer. And I think there's one very, very, very important point. We try to strive our watch component to be 100% Swiss made to support the Swiss industry. And for those that are in the watch industry, you know why our factory is in Granchen? Granchen is a place that people have been to Swiss, no one will go, right? It's a dead town. The reason why our factory is in Granchen is because when Teddy Schneider is looking for a place in the factory, the Swiss government tell him to say, hey, look, we really want to grow Granchen. If you build a factory there, I build a train station for you. That is the reason why you go to the factory, you see that our factory is in between train stations. So that is where, the brand has an independent brand, gives support back to Swiss. So we are truly a true Swiss brand, I must say. But a lot of people forget that we are independent. Yeah, we are independent.
Okay. So if you want to have a factory in Pulau Ubin, then they can open up an MRT station for you.
I think I have to talk to Mr. Lee. Yeah, if he buy a couple of watches for his army or his parliament, maybe I will consider.
Yeah. Okay, there are some ladies on the comments. I guess they are your friends also who ask very important questions. So one is she asked what's the skincare regime?
I will not answer her because she's a competitor.
Okay.
She works for Langer, I think.
Okay. And then how you stay fair? So
No. My, it's funny. I think the girl that asked, of course, I know her since back already. I don't want to put names. We shouldn't be talking about names here. Yeah, there's no regime. Yeah, I think stress makes you glow. So you just need to ask your boss for more stress. Then your face is numb. Then you don't need any more skincare. Trust me.
Mel, you interpret this one. This one very serious question.
Serious question. Timothy asks, the chronomat in its original iteration in the 1940s had a circular slide rule, and its name was meant to be an amalgamation of chronograph and mathematics. So do you think we will be able to see a manual wound B09 on a heritage reissue of the original chronomat?
Wow, it's a good question and a deep one. I think I cannot tell you what is coming out because one of the presentation later you will see is the AB765. Yeah, the two most iconic collection that has just been reissued is last year we did the 806. Yeah, Navy Diamond 806 100% sold out. We just did the AB765, exactly the same as re-edition. I can't tell you how many is coming along the way, but for sure, for the next 5 to 6 years, every year we should expect a new re-edition. I will not say no. I will not say no. Yeah, the answer is I will not say no. But so far on the roadmap, I have not seen yet on the Chronomat, the revival of the old Chronomat.
Hmm. Okay. Well, to give our viewers a better idea of what Breitling has rolled out so far, we will go into a little Breitling Summit right now. Alvin, will you take us through that? Alvin Soon.
Yes, I will keep it very short and very boring.
Salary to take you through the Breitling product.
For those audience and the medias are friends of mine that have not been to a summit, just try not to fall asleep because Alvin and Melissa always fall asleep in my summit. So I'll try to make it exciting.
Never.
Keep it within 10 minutes. So, just a taste of what is coming. I'm sure that in the digitalized world, you can find everything online. Everything.
So, yeah, okay. Just before we get into the presentation, also, do keep your questions or comments coming because there is an exclusive prize for the most creative comment or question. And Alvin will also throw in a bonus question. He told us it's going to be a very tough question that nobody can answer. So, can forget about winning the prize. That's what he says. So, we'll wait for the second prize. So,
I answered the question correctly just now. So, do I get the prize?
Yeah, I'm sure you read the press release, so no prize.
Okay, so we are starting our mini Breitling Summit here.
Right. I always started off, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are. Yeah. We want to be very professional here, in case you send this to my boss. Yeah, generally, I think let's talk about just 3 collections. We launched a couple of collections. We are the first to launch during the pandemic starts. I'm sure for those that have followed us very closely, the one of the key collection that we launched is the Chronomat. Breitling has many iconic collections, but the 2 most iconic collection will be Navy Timer and Chronomat, and everybody knows the Chronomat. The trivial is when the Chronomat is launched in 1984. When we launched it in 1983, the watch that you saw there, with Francis Tricari, is not called a Chronomat. The Chronomat was launched in 1984, taking inspiration from this watch. So, when Teddy Schneider, after the quartz evolution, everybody knows about quartz evolution that nearly killed the watch industry. This watch is the one that really reboot, for us back where the mechanical watches back to Breitling. So in the 1984, we start to launch this collection. And what is so iconic about this collection is about a couple of things. Number one, of course, the iconic, Hulo bracelet. Integrated bracelet is a big thing now. And of course, you can see that the bracelet fits, I can say, almost fits in any hands. While you're big, you're small, it fits really super well. And interesting part is also about the razor tab, the iconic razor tab. What a lot of people, do not know about this is when we launched the watch in 1984, it started for the pilot. But in the 90s, we start to implement the tachymeter so that, it's also for Formula One. And the razor tab, if you look at the 45 and the 15, they are in fact interchangeable, which means that you can take out the razor tab and swap. Why do you do that? Because this watch can also use for regatta purpose. So that's why we position this watch as an all-purpose watch. And if you look at the design now and the new chronomat, you can go to the next page, Melissa. Yeah, if you look at the new collection of the chronomat, it stays true to the roots, in the 1980s. We just modernize it. Like I mentioned many times just now, it's about modern retro. It's about how do we modernize the current collection but staying true to the roots. When you look at it, for people that know Breitling, it is a chronomat. It doesn't change. But what is different is you have a better bracelet, you have a cleaner contemporary look, you have a variation, and you have a nice limited edition that we work with. For example, if you look at the green dial, it's for Bentley. So we work with Bentley. So Bentley say, okay, we want the color that fits our DNA, which is the British racing green. Fine, we do it for them. We work with the Francais Tricolore. Again, bring back the blue, iconic blue color of, the DNA of the chronomat, and we launch it. But we modernize it. You have all the banda, you have the black banda, the blue banda, the silver banda, and the salmon banda. Of course, all these collection you can find at the boutique online, everywhere. And this, in fact, the good news is it's already installed. Yeah. Of course, the bad news is, the stores now, we just reopened the shipments is coming badges by badges because of the pandemic. But feel free to try it on. And I can guarantee you it will fit your hand perfectly.
Okay, I'm going to
And
jump in here. Sorry. You
yeah,
were talking
go ahead.
about the Rulo bracelet earlier. And we have a question from Timothy who asked, I wonder why pins instead of screws were used on the Rulo bracelet. Is it perhaps a practical or ergonomic reason or historical or homage reasons?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think it's more historical reason. We took the old bracelet. We look at it. Yeah, we wanted actually to change the bracelet. Actually, Chronomat is one of the most difficult collection to remake. You don't believe how many times I flew to Switzerland that we have a product session and we reject 10 design or 20 design or 30 design. So I think for the bracelet, we tried the old version. It fits so well, and that is also partly the reason we try to stay true and keep towards it. And partly also the know-how. We already have the strong know-how, and it's not about don't fix thing while it's not broken. It's just that we think that it's so perfectly made, and we just keep it as it is.
And we have another question here. Will the Chronomat be released in the full yellow gold version?
For now, I never see on the roadmap. Just be very honest. The rose gold now is we just launched this 2-3 months ago. So we just launched it in shop actually. In fact, last week we don't see any yellow gold version on the pipeline yet. But again, never say never. You never know because recently there's a trend with yellow gold with blue stripe. Actually, is coming back. So we are not sure. I haven't seen anything yet on the pipeline.
I understand also that the new Chronomat, I thought it was going to be just bracelet versions, but I see at the bottom right hand corner there's one that is I think it's a
Leather?
yeah,
Strap?
It's a rubber stripe. Yeah, it's a rubber stripe. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Yeah. So when we first launched the Chronomat, when we decided to launch this, it's a decision made that we will not have any other version than the stainless steel version because we want to stay true also to what we launched in the 1980s. For this version, is a bit unique because the first version of Chronomat there isn't rose gold, for example. So we want to do something sporty, and at the same time, there's nothing to hide. We also want to make it more wearable and accessible because you can imagine a full solid gold watch, how heavy the watch is. For those that have worn a full solid gold, platinum Rolex, Aduma Piguet, you know that it's super heavy. So to make it more, how should I say, user friendly or wearable, we come out with a leather stripe version. It will come sooner, the leather stripe version. Now we have the rubber stripe version. Only for this, not for the rest of the version.
I also understand that the watches. I mean, to identify Breitling watches chronographs with in-house movement, the V01 movement will be the dials that come in Panda or reverse Panda dials, right?
Right.
So as we can see over here, all the chronomats are all like Panda, reverse Panda. So does that mean that you will only ever have in-house chronograph movements?
Yes, actually. Yeah, actually that boils back to your previous question. What is the main difference on the product where Teddy Schneider and because it's not that it's not good on the old generation of Breitling. It's just that it's difficult for a consumer to see what is the Vaju movement and what is the in-house movement for chronograph. Because you can sell, a Vaju and it's a chronograph, in-house is a chronograph, but the price difference is so much different. So what George did is we want to segmentize it very clearly. When you wore a Breitling with a Panda, it's a B01. It's our most high-end chronograph. For a Vaju or a ETA chronograph, it will be tone on tone. So that is and you will stay true to this. I think as long as it's there.
Okay.
But
Let's.
I see some chronomats that are tone on tone though.
It's actually not tone on tone. If you look at carefully, the blue on blue is a lighter blue and a gold blue. The blue is a bit different. Yeah, the blue is slightly different. Yeah.
Wait, let me just share the screen and have a look.
Yeah. It looks like tone on tone, but it's a more faded blue. If you realize, you see the blue, especially on the second one, is blue and black. Yeah, the blue that you saw on the bicolor, the blue is a lighter tinge gray of blue.
And the white one, white.
Yeah, it's different also. Yeah, it's a slightly different. If you see the actual product, one is a bit more shiny white on the corner counters.
Right.
Okay. Shall we move on to the next collection?
Yeah,
This is
sure.
actually, I really like this one. So you can tell us more about this.
This is one of my favorite. I think for people that know Breitling, for people that know aviation, I think AD765 is not something new to you. It's inspired by the military plane, cockpits when we design, launched 1953. And, Timothy asked the question, and this is part of the question, that this is my second re-edition that we have created. It's called, the co-pilot. Everything of this watch is just like the Navy Timer 806. We try to stay true to the roots. If you look at everything, even down to the oversized Arabic numerical, it looks the same. You look like the turning bezel, even the thickness, the stripe. We try to be as much the same similar as possible. And this is limited to 1,953 pieces in stainless steel version. But at the same time, we are creating two new versions, which one in the rose gold version that you can see here, 253 pieces, and the limited 153 pieces. For real collectors that want something different. And I think this is really a very, very cool watch. And that is where the question will come. Especially just now, I think Alvin asked and Melissa mentioned that I will give a bonus question. It's related to the AV765. So the question is there, and it's not easy. Even I'm sure our media friends cannot answer some of them. The AV765 is 97% similar to the original, but there are three main differences. What are they? So the fastest one that can give Crown the right answer on Facebook, will get a prize from us. I can guarantee you it's not a bad prize because this is not an easy question. Yeah, this is not an easy question. Yeah. So I'm going to repeat again. Yeah, there's three different.
Right? You can
Sorry?
visit crownblog.com for some clues on the answer to this question. Okay, please repeat the question.
Okay, that is a 2-page of free editorial because I go to channel people to crown.com. Okay. So so for the AV765, we stay true to the original that we launched in 1957. But 1953. But there is 97 similar, but there's three things that are different. Versus you look at the black version, there is three things that is different. What are they? What are they? I challenge you to give me the right answer. Okay, this is really not easy.
Okay, so type in your answers in the comments, and the first person who gets it right will get a prize from Alvin. I think this is the prize that Kian wants. the Alvin's price?
Yeah.
I don't think Ken can answer actually.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, this is too difficult. Yeah,
I think everybody is probably just checking the internet for the answers right now. We will come back to
Crownwatchblog.com, crownwatchblog.com, okay?
crowdwatchblog.com. Yeah,
Anytime
sorry.
if you go to, I need to sell you. Go to breitling.com. Okay, fine. Let's move on. Yeah. So while they are checking, we can talk about the next collection. And the last one I will talk about. Yeah,
Okay, give me a minute.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this collection is called the Super Ocean Heritage 1957. And already you can see for the last three collection I talk about, Chronomet, Aviator 7, AV765, and now Super Ocean 1957. You can say that we are really bringing out everything from our encyclopedia, our history, historical roots, and modernize it. And we are launching this capsule collection, really dedicated to the layback surface style in the 1950s and 60s. We launched this in the 1957, and it's like a cult watch. So what we're going to do is, we bring back the original, but practically we modernize it. If you look at it, it looks almost the same as 1957, but the diameter is slightly bigger. Yeah, but the satellite dish, is the concave remain the same because it's the icon of the Super Ocean heritage. And it comes with a few more colors. Yeah. I mean, next page, if you can. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can see it comes with, the black now, of course, which is stay true to 1957 with the mesh stripe, and you have the blue and the bicolor. These are new. But what is super interesting is, in Breitling, we like to do a twist. I think for those people that join us on the dot at 8:30, you can hear me talking about my colors that is passing, line with passing colors behind me. Rainbow has become a big phenomenon within the watch industry. Every brand starts to do rainbow. We are also the first, a few brand, of course, Rolex has done it, blah, blah, blah. But to do it on the dial, I think is something interesting that we decide to make a contemporary twist. So, with this rainbow, it really brings out the new, contemporary spirit of the 1957, where we have 250 pieces and it's completely sold out, within 1 week. Yeah, worldwide it's completely out. But then, people are saying that, hey, then you launch with the blue rainbow. But this blue rainbow is a bit different. It's never, I can put my gut, it's not, we try to do it commercially. We don't want to do the blue rainbow to start off with. Because the black rainbow has done it so well. Yeah, the black, the black rainbow has done it so well. We create the blue rainbow is really because of the pandemic. Because the rainbow represent hope. So, we did it 1,000 pieces, not to sell like forever, even that it sell well. So we'll donate also 500,000 Swiss francs, yeah, to, the five nominated charity organization, to the frontline workers that is fighting the pandemic. So this is the new 1957. Come with three colors, two rainbow. I think we still got a few blue rainbow. I need to sell some watches here because every watch you buy,
You've been
there's
selling
a
watches all night, okay?
no, this is different. This is different. This is for charity. Every watch you buy, from the rainbow, we donate something to the charity. We are a strong believer of CSR. I invite you guys to pick trash in Bali, not to surf at Bali, but to pick trash. I'm sure you all remember that. I think
Uh,
brand only brand that do that.
Alyssa was there, right? Picking trash. How
Yes,
was it? How
I
was
picked
it?
Yeah.
that in Bali.
Yeah, I saw the rainbow one on the summit. At first, I was a bit kind of shocked, and really didn't like it. But like that was one of the watches that actually grew on me actually. The
Yeah.
one with the rainbow numerals.
It's very interesting, Alvin. Let me tell you this. We don't, for Breitling, we don't target the watch collectors. There's a lot of watch collectors, but we are not, we don't target because we are a mass luxury brand, independent, but still consider mass because, we do maybe 100, 50, 100 to 80 to 1,000 watches. For this rainbow watch, I have so many watch collector, especially Hong Kong, very surprisingly, coming
Mm.
to me and say, I want this watch. I really want it. You have to find one for me. I don't care how you get it. I really want it. It's other than the 806 that I got so much inquiry, I think this rainbow watch is a phenomenon. Even to be honest, I'm not a super big fan about rainbow. I was telling George, come on, you sell 25 pieces. He said, I will prove you wrong. Within 1 week, I got to go back and say, okay, you are right. Yeah, that's the beauty of, about this rainbow watch. There's something about this.
Okay. Well, actually, we do have some response to your
answers to your bonus
yeah
question.
very tough questions. So let's go through some of them, and then you see whether they're correct or not. Okay.
Okay.
I think we start with TJ.
No.
Chrono indices change to Roman numerals, and the pushes are now screwed down.
Nope. Yeah, Nick's a better player.
Next, Timothy.
Yeah.
The
Okay, there is one right, but no cherry. One right. Nothing to hide. Okay, I will just honestly tell you all the Genève is correct. The original, there's a Genève, but the current collection, we cannot have a Genève because of rights issue. It's a pity. Yeah.
A bit also. Larry, he gave one. Larry, he said price is different.
Yeah, most probably, I think he's right also for sure the price, but for people that is not aware, if you are active in auction house, AV765 has been trading, and auction price is above this price. The last AV is around 16,000 euro. The last 809 Navy timer is auctioned at 166,000 euro. So I'm trying to tell you, say buy now and keep it. 30 years later, pass it to your kid. Not only Patek can do, you keep for your next generation. Yeah, I'm trying to sell something and rub shoulders,
Yeah. And Lin Chua says the 765 now retails, the still retails for 11,750.
Okay, let's not talk about price. It's getting sensitive here. Let's talk about the real. There's three things that is different. That is
Felicia. Yes, Felicia says water resistance up to 30 meters, Genève not appearing anymore, and the caliber is different from the original.
Okay, guys, it's a very sad thing I got to announce that the women are stronger than men. And I think Felicia got it right this time. Congratulations. Yeah, this is a tough situation. I don't know how to get it, but she got it. Yeah. Very well done. Fantastic. I think I need to employ her. I need to give her a job, like a president or something for Asia.
Okay, I just want to look like because there's some other answers also. Like Anthony says, white loom, essence of Genève, and shrinking of mini second hands and 5-minute numerals. So they are
for the 5 minutes and whatever numerals, for sure it's the same. Yeah, because we work with Fred Bunneman. Yeah, so everything is still true to exactly the same. Even the diameter is 41.1 mm. 41.1. Yeah, so it looks exactly. Yeah.
The lux?
Even the lux, everything is similar. We keep the same to everything. Nothing changed, actually. Yeah. So the one that is the three things I'm going to repeat. Number one, the Genève is not there. Number two is a new engine. We use the new movement. And number three is the water resistant. It's it's up. Actually, there's something wrong here. Yeah, it's 30 bar, I think, not 30 meter. Do you give it to her?
Your one so difficult. Your question.
Okay. Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, she's almost 97% right.
I already type in the congratulations note already.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Feel free to try to watch. At the shop. I think it just arrived. You don't need to buy anything. Come on. I think the world now is very different now. Yeah. Buy something you like. Watches is about emotion. Yeah. It's not about. Okay.
The current AVI case is thicker though. Is it true?
I tried both. It's actually very, very similar. I can come back to you, Timothy, but when I saw it and I asked before the question today, that it's supposed to be the same even with the engine.
Okay. I just want to revisit some of the earlier questions and comments that we missed out on. So just because you finished your presentation, let's let's look back into some of the readers' comments. Uh, Again, Timothy said that the Valju layout is really great. It's a really great throwback design. And Travis asked, which is your favorite chronomat and why?
Yeah, the official answer is the one that sells the best. That is my favorite chronomat. But the non-official answer, you'd be surprised. Actually, I like the very understated Panda dial. Silver dial is never a big thing, right? Yeah, let's talk about Rolex Daytona, about silver dial. But there is something special about this silver dial that I like very much.
Which one,
It's
though?
clean.
From the left?
The top,
The top number 3, yeah, the third one. It's not loud. It's not the it's very sleek, very contemporary. The red arrow really stands out from the silver dial, and the whole combination just make me feel comfortable, very comfortable.
Mm, okay, okay. Um, One question from Mr. Chong Mankit. Will Breitling use silicon hairspring in the future?
It's an interesting question. Yeah, I'm not saying no in the future. But those that follow Breitling, I'm sure Alvin maybe remember 4 years ago, we launched Konoscope. I think it's not Konoscope, sorry. It's so long that I even forgot. We launched a Super Ocean Heritage, that comes with a silicon escapement. It's $55,000. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
Mm.
It's we pimp up the whole, with very little jewel, with integrated wheels that increase the power reserve from 55 kg, 55 days, 55 hours to 80 hours, just by changing the parts of the movement using silicon, using full ceramic base plate and everything. So I'm saying that I'm not saying no to silicon because using new materials is always possible. But there's only one big difference I want to tell Monkey is we are not we are independent brand, but we are not a small independent. Which means that what do I mean by that? It means that when we do something, the movement, the gears, the escapement we use, it must have the capacity to to produce 300,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 people. So by doing, going to silicon, we are not very sure because it's not a lot of brands have started using, but I don't see anyone really going on a super big quantity. Maybe Omega is trying to do that, but for us is in order to do that volume, we are not very sure. We need to go through a lot of tests, and we are all our watches is 100% chronometer certified. And so even when we do a silicon, a ceramic, base plate, silicon escapement, all these has to go through and make sure that it's 100% chronometer certified before we are launching. That could be in the pipeline. I couldn't answer you, but I think no is never an answer for us.
we have another question about the Chronomat. The limited edition tricolore, is it sold out?
How should I say? Is it so? I think I can say that it's doing extremely well. Is it sold out or not? It really depends. How's your relationship with your retailers? You know what I mean, right? You go to everywhere, they will say that it's sold out, but you know the right retailer and say, "Can you do a magic for me?" Then that piece will be magically come out from somewhere. Like for example, my friends in Indonesia, especially, like Time International, Time Place, all these guys, they will just come out with something special and unique if possible. That our boutique sometimes they can get something unique, but the answer is in short, the answer is yes, it's doing very very well. But is it 100% sold out on paper? It is. But if you have your retailer and you can go to our boutique and ask, at times you can get 1 to 2 pieces from somewhere. A good example is 806. It's completely sold out worldwide. But because the production time is so long, it takes 6 months, 8 months. We have people that, okay, it's so long, I decided I don't want it anymore. But there's a waiting list that fills the waiting list. So just put your name there and you might get it. We are not sure. We are not sure.
With all the
Even if your boutique says it's sold out, just put your name on the waiting list, is it?
Yes, you might get it because, for example, I just give an example. Like, there's this guy in the pandemic. He wants to buy the 806 super, super, super desperately for some reason. I don't know why. He said that he really need to help him and blah blah blah. So the retailers call me and say, you break your bones for me, I break my bones for you. You find one piece for me. So we stopped all over the world for one piece. Yeah, we found one in Dubai. We have to ship it back. We ship it back to Swiss and ship it to Singapore. Yeah, and
Hey, that's
well,
about to you lah. She said the relationship not so special because she don't get you.
yeah, you know why? Because I think most probably the PO is not big enough recently. We will talk about it offline. There's
Some
always magic, yeah, in life, especially for my partners. Yeah, we can always create something, but we just have to be. It depends. I can tell you very honestly. I think the allocation for Southeast Asia for this piece is less than 5 pieces.
For the
So
whole
we
of
are yes, only 5 pieces. It's worse than the rainbow. Rainbow, I think we got 10.
wow.
Tammy asked which Breitling watch, I guess, did you buy for your wife recently? No, Breitling
Okay.
wife. Breitling wife is mistaken really.
No, because they were. I think most probably Tammy is thinking that I work so hard that my wife, number one wife is Breitling, number two wife is my real wife. Most probably. Yeah, but, generally, I think. Okay, it's very interesting. I'm going to tell you the truth. Nothing to hide. I'm not trying to sell watches here. My wife never liked Breitling. She's a watch collector. She used to work in the watch industry. She knows a lot of watch brands better than me. Okay, so she never really liked Breitling because Breitling is a very man's brand. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to ask her to go to the room and take her watch out. Uh, can you do that? I think she's not listening to me. Yeah, I want when we first launched the Premier, the Premier 40 mm. It's a very contemporary Breitling look. And for the first time, she tell me, say, why don't you get me a Breitling? Yeah, why don't you get me a Breitling? It's a day. There's nothing to hide. You see, now she's very nice. She passed the watch to me. Yeah, it's a 40 mm. When we first launched this, people say it's not Breitling, but it's a real Breitling. Yeah, it's back to the Premier when we launched in the 1930s, 40 mm, black, black and gold numerals, and she liked it. So I bought it for her. So she started wearing Breitling and stopped wearing the rest of my watches, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Stop wearing your cycle.
No, that's not allowed. Not even my daughter. Where if he has a boyfriend, I will sell all my watches. Even I will not give it to him. Nobody wears my watches. I'm sorry.
Okay. One more from Tammy. Which watch best describes you? I'll let you sell Breitling for a bit more. Which Breitling watch best describes you?
Okay. Okay, you want to hear the truth? Okay, since that we are all friends, right? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yeah, I can tell you it must be the Chronoman. Why the Chronoman? Because it's an all-purpose watch, just like me. I need to cook. I need to, I need to cook. I need to make money. Yeah, I need to do housework. Of course, my wife does them, but I have to chip in. So I'm an all-purpose man. So I think the Chronoman. Yeah, I think that suits my personality, I guess. Because it's sporty, elegant. I think that's what I like. And it's 42 mm. It's not as small as a Premier. 40 mm is not my cup of tea. So 42 mm is 42 to 44 is perfect for me, actually.
Okay lah. More airtime for you. Timothy says he struggles to find any chronometer certified hand mount chronograph that's close to what the B092 watches are going for. It's good value. How much does it cost? By the ballpark figure?
11,750. Yeah. 11750. Yeah,
Mm.
I mean for me, I think it's the AV765 is for sure is a collector's piece. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to talk about resale value or auction house or whatever. But just the look itself is really iconic. In the 1953, there's quite a few brands that launch, a pilot watch. But for sure, we are one of the top 1 to 2 brand that has this and stay true to the roots. And I think it's not easy. We have I don't know how many pieces in Southeast Asia, but for sure we have already a lot of pre-orders. Yeah, and we like it a lot.
Yeah. Who on the second-hand market?
Yeah, okay, this is a tough question because it's a chronometer. I don't. Maybe I should say the chronometer or chronometer. I'm not sure. Yeah, but
Chronometer, of course, yeah. Chronometer would be because all your watches are COSC certified, right? So
okay, the answer I would give you is never buy a watch that goes for resale value. I can tell you very honestly a trivial. My cousin just come to me 2 days ago. Someone offered him a good price on the chronometer. He asked me, is it a good price to buy? And he's a rich guy. Yeah, sorry to pauto him, but he's a rich guy. I say that you are not going to sell this watch even when we pass away. You buy something that you like. If you're going to talk about resale value, very honestly, I think everybody knows. If you want to buy resale value, you buy Patek, you get your sports Rolex. We are the alternative. We represent alternative cool. We represent a strong DNA where you want to be different. I think that's Breitling. If you talk about resale value, if you truly want me to pinpoint resale value, try to get yourself a piece of 806, maybe timer. 8765, a very good chance to make some money, maybe 10, 20 years down the road. Good number, good condition, highly possible.
okay. Okay.
Okay, well, we just have one last question to round everything up.
Finally.
Yeah. Has it been that painful?
I'm not sure. Sometimes I wonder, is all these questions just come out by you guys because I can't see the Facebook?
Oh,
I'm just selecting the questions, but all legit one, not KK one.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Give it to me.
Before we go, there's one more question by our friend Joan. But this one, the answer is very clear. It's me, right? Alvin has a better hand.
yes,
Okay. I think it depends what you want. If you want, do you want vintage or you want modern vintage? If you want vintage, you go for Alvin Crown. If you want the modern, cool, retro, you go with me. Okay.
Okay, so the bonus question is there are three main differences between the hairstyles of Alvin Crown and Alvin Breitling. What are the three differences?
Okay.
Right.
I mean, before we end it, just a trivial. If we have done this call 1 month ago, I can tell you it will be quite funny. For the first time, I have my hair so long because the barber are all closed. I'm stuck in Singapore. That my wife finds it amusing. Yeah, that I look like I don't know. My daughter called me the lion. With all the mane and whatever, it's super crazy. I just did my haircut like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so difficult.
Same. I have my haircut too.
Yeah, Alvin
Very
just
good.
also.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think the more important thing for Alvin is you need to have some toner to get good complexion.
Okay. Point taken.
Skincare tips,
Very good.
Alvin. And also
All right.
increase your stress level so your skin will glow, right, Alvin?
Okay. Can.
Yeah, if all the guys that is dialing in now are not start buying watches, I'm quite sure my skin will glow because I'll be so stressed.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
just to wrap things up. Okay, Alvin, if you could tell us what are the upcoming highlights that we can expect in the coming months, or are there any initiatives or anything of interest to customers?
Yeah, I think couple of things that will be interesting. I'm going to touch a bit, maybe spend another 2 minutes. The world has changed. The way of selling has changed. You need to go out with your mask. You need to check in, check out, blah, blah, blah. So the way of selling, we're going to redefine luxury. We have this, grassroots approach that is a bit different. The days of you walking into the shop, happily taking out a watch to wear, it's over. You need to talk to the consumer everywhere. You're going to expect more e-commerce site from us working with retailers. We're going to expect us, working with partners, maybe even like a Chris shop to have an official brand shop there. You're going to have QR code at my retailers, window that you can make an appointment, book an appointment. You're going to start, interestingly, our customer will start receiving hand, really paper catalog. These are long forgotten things. Paper catalog are going to deliver to your home with a QR code. that you can book an appointment with your favorite retailers everywhere. And of course, the very important thing also, in all the retailer website, any website, the touch point, you're going to have a widget that, you can see their inventory, you can book an appointment with them. To sum up is, we want to connect you, every one of you. It's not 360 anymore, it's 720. It's everywhere. Online, offline, QR code, non-QR code, .com, non.com, everywhere. And we want to make it so comfortable for you when you come to the boutique that you feel so exclusive and to feel luxury again. I think that is what we will bring out. In terms of product-wise, the next big launch will be the fall collection. The fall collection we will launch maybe in September. You will see the new professional watches, completely new line professional watches. You will see new women collection. I didn't talk about women collection today. We launched the Navy Diamond 35, but we have a completely new women collection. So these will be the two big tips that will be coming with you. All right?
Great. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We were chatting with President of Breitling Asia, Alvin Soon. It was really great to hear from all of you. And also, we will need to select the most creative comment. So we will do so after this. And Alvin himself will choose the most creative comment or question here. And then we'll be in touch with you. Okay, so thank you again, Alvin, for joining us tonight. And thank you, everyone, for being on this chat with us.
Thank you very much, both. The pressure is all ours.
Okay. Well, see you. Bye-bye.
See you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.